So today I'm going to be talking about a technique called the Thunderclap. This was something that was in a manual called Get Tough by William Fairbairn. He was the head of the Shanghai Municipal Police, and there was about a dozen techniques that he thought were really good and worth knowing, and this was one of them. And it occurs in all kinds of self-defense stuff. So I figured I would talk about it a little bit. Basically the technique is to cup my hands, and I'm going to try and hit him on the ears from both sides to cause his eardrum to get damaged. There's inside of your inner ear is also your control for your balance, so you can throw off someone's equilibrium by hitting them on both ears. I can get more power if I just use a one-handed one, but the idea then is when I hit him, his head is going to move and it's not going to have the same effect. So basically I end up creating like a very temporary brace on both sides. So even though it's just an arm motion, you can get a lot of power. I like this kind of a training device to work on it because it will teach you to hit and direct energy right to the middle from both hands at the same time. Because if I kind of hit it from the side, it will kind of throw it into my other hand. And this is not quite right. It's not the energy I want. I want it to hit and have all of the energy hit it so it shouldn't swing very much after I hit it. It should just... It's a feeling thing, and if you do it just right, it has a much different feel than if you have a little bit of an angle to it. So anyway, that's the technique, and that's how I like to train it. So it really gets you used to throwing this thing full power, so that if you hit somebody, you're just going to make their head explode, like in that one Sonny Chiba movie. I think it was Street Fighter. So anyway, if it works, I'm going to throw off his equilibrium, and then I can do whatever from there. If it doesn't work, I found that everybody I've tried this on responds to this the same way. And what he's going to do is he's going to put both forearms up like this to try and stop my attack. Because if I attack from one side or the other, he can kind of naturally move towards the pocket where there's nothing there. So if I'm moving, he will move away from my attack. Or if I come this way, he'll move away. If I attack from both sides, he's going to naturally not be able to do that. So what people seem to naturally want to do is they want to throw up their arms because they seem to intuitively know that I'm going to try and crush their head with both of my hands like this. So anyway, what can I do from that position if I know that's what's going to happen? So either I'm going to get him or he's going to block it. If he does block it, what I want to do is I'm going to grab his arms and I'm going to drop down. And what I'm going to try and do is have my head lower than his head, so I pull him into a headbutt like this here. So I hit him here, and from this position I'm either going to drive forward with my hands. This is a technique called Child Face to Buddha. It comes up in like every derivative of Shaolin Kung Fu that I've seen, but there's almost no times where you can actually fit it in. So my hands are above his hands, and his hands are low. So this is the time when I'm able to do this kind of a motion. But the other thing that I can do is I can follow it with a thunderclap, because his hands are low and my hands are higher than his. So I'm here, he blocks, I pull down, I hit here, and then from this position I'm going to try and do it again. From here I might be grabbing, but basically the point is that your thunderclap and your headbutt can be put together, and if you do this a few times and they don't figure it out, then they're going to be quite beaten up. And when somebody's beaten up, they're going to have a hard time figuring it out. So the idea here is as I come in here, I want to immediately go for this. And when I do this, instead of just pulling down like this, I can actually like kind of pull and use his resistance to pull myself up at the same time. But the first motion of it to get him down is a dropping motion. So I'm not so much trying to step out in one direction or the other. What I want to do is I want to drop my whole body and just expand my stance. So if I do this, and I'm just like holding on to something, I'm going to really throw off his balance. So that's the idea here, is I just want to drop and have him in this position. The other reason here is because if from this position we talked about, where my hands are on top of his and his hands are low, if I don't go for something where I drop my body weight, his hands are lower than mine, and he's going to come in low. He's going to shoot in, and now he's got me. He's going to throw me. So whenever I'm in this position, I have to think, okay, there's some things that I can do from here. So that's the idea. And from this position, see, he can't really shoot in because I'm here. And also, if we start to grapple from here, I can do it because I have an underhook position now, and now I can go from there. So that's just a short combination of things that I like to string together. You will be surprised. Go up to your friends and go like this, and see what they do. I bet you they'll do that right there. So anyway, and if they don't smash the eardrums because it does actually work.